You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
This draft class will make the Chicago Bears elite. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, Bears fans, in honor of the NFL draft being less than 2 weeks today, on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I will be giving you guys a 3-round Chicago Bears mock draft. And as always, as I'm going through this 3-round Chicago Bears mock draft right here on Keek on the Mic, make sure you continue to engage with me and let me know what you would do if you were in Ryan Pul's shoes. So here we go. This is the obvious pick, starting off with round 1, pick 1. I have the Chicago Bears selecting quarterback Caleb Williams out of USC. And there's not too much debate. He will be the #1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft for the Chicago Bears. Elite arm talent, elite playmaking ability. Obviously, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, Matt Eberflus, are sold on Caleb Williams, and it's time to begin the Caleb Williams era in Chicago. Obviously, he met with the Chicago Bears on their top 30 visit. He got to meet DJ Moore, I believe Montez Sweat as well. It seemed like those players loved him. Now, we all know that in less than 2 weeks, when the NFL draft officially opens up on April 25th, that will be the Chicago Bears' #1 overall draft choice, and it will be Caleb Williams out of USC. Now moving on to pick number 9. Obviously, there's been a whole lot of conversations on what the Chicago Bears would do with the #9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Will they trade up? Will they trade down? Will they stay put? In this scenario, Bears fans, I have the Chicago Bears staying put because we have a blue chip prospect on the board, and I have them selecting wide receiver Rome Odunze out of Washington. Once again, 6'3", 215 pounds. His pro comparison is a bigger Devontae Adams. Really good route running ability, really good agility, pretty fast as well. Reliable hands, strong hands as well. He will be a nice complement to DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Obviously, getting a guy like Rome Odunze, he does not have to come in right away and be the wide receiver #1. He has the ability to be the wide receiver 1 in the future for the Chicago Bears, but he can come in and be Caleb Williams, wide receiver 3, which is absolutely insane. And obviously, at this point, you are trying to surround Caleb Williams with as much weapons as possible. Obviously, him and Rome Odunze can grow together within the Chicago Bears organization. I absolutely love this pick for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Now, moving on, I have the Chicago Bears making a huge trade. And I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comment sections that are not going to like this trade. Even when I made this trade on the PFF mock draft simulator, I was like, ooh, this one hurts a little bit, but I think it's a aggressive move to get back into the second round, especially in the 2024 NFL draft, where the Chicago Bears don't have a second-round pick in this year's NFL draft. So I trade with the Houston Texans. I have the Texans receiving our 3rd-round pick, pick number 75, a 4th-round pick, pick 122, and both of our 2025 second-round picks. And in return, the Chicago Bears get 2 second-round picks from the Houston Texans at pick 42 and 59. And the Texans also throw in a 4th-round pick at pick 123. Obviously, I know you guys are going to be like, well, Keek, why would you get rid of both of our second-round picks? I kind of had to in the PFF mock draft simulator. That was the only way the Houston Texans would accept the trade. I really like the idea of having 2 second-round picks in this year's NFL draft, especially with a whole lot of talent still left on the board, especially in the edge rushing market in the 2024 NFL draft. So I decided to give up both second-round picks in the 2025 NFL draft. Obviously, the Chicago Bears can look to get those second-round picks back and maybe in a trade back in next year's NFL draft with that first-round pick in the 2025 NFL draft. But in this scenario, the Chicago Bears land some very valuable picks in the 2024 NFL draft to make their football team better. And now, since we have a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL draft, in round 2, pick 42, I have the Chicago Bears selecting edge rusher Chris Braswell out of Alabama. Braswell, 6'3", 255 pounds. Obviously, he was a really productive player While at Alabama, last 2 seasons, he had 17 sacks and 54 quarterback hurries as well. When you look at a guy like Chris Braswell, he's a very explosive athlete, has natural strength level. It's very imposing as well. Has the athleticism to turn and run with tight ends and running backs as well. So being a very versatile edge rusher as well would really help him fit in within this Matt Eberflus Chicago Bears defense. And he also has really fast hands. Obviously, when I look at a guy like Chris Braswell, he is one of the top edge rushers in the NFL draft. And to be able to get him in round 2 of the 2024 NFL draft would be an absolute steal for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. He would really help the Chicago Bears defensive line get more explosive. He'd be a very good complement piece to a guy like Montez Sweat. I would love the addition of Chris Braswell on the Chicago Bears defensive line. Now moving on, I have another trade for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. In this trade, I have the Chicago Bears trading with the Los Angeles Chargers. In this scenario, the Chargers receive round 2 pick 59 from the Chicago Bears. In return, the Bears receive a round 3 pick 69, and a round 4 pick 105 from the Los Angeles Chargers. And after receiving those picks, we're now in round 3 at pick 69. Now the Chicago Bears selecting yet another wide receiver from Washington and Jaylen Pul. Polk is 6'2", 204 pounds, runs a 4.52 40-yard dash. When you look at a guy like Jaylen Polk, he's a very productive receiver. Last season for Washington, he had 69 catches, over 1,100 yards, and 9 touchdown receptions. We look at a guy like Jaylen Polk, really reliable hands, even through contact. Willing blocker of run plays as well. This guy does not take plays off, so a very active player. He has good short area explosiveness as well. Even though he is a limited route runner in his game, when you look at a guy like Jaylen Polk, he is one of the best go up and get it contested catch guys in this year's NFL draft. So you're getting a very aggressive player. Obviously, he doesn't have to come in and be the guy. He would be a very good wide receiver 4 or 5 on this football team. And now, since you added 2 receivers to the mix in the 2024 NFL draft, here's what Caleb Williams will be working with in year 1 with the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Jaylen Polk, Tyler Scott, right? And then, of course, you have Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. That will be a very good situation for Caleb Williams in his rookie season with the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the Bears had to revamp their wide receiver room, and I think by adding both Rome Odunze and Jaylen Polk, Ryan Poles and Chicago Bears would be able to accomplish that and revamping their wide receiver room here on the Chicago Bears roster. So, Bears fans, here are my final results for my 3-round Chicago Bears mock draft right here on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. Obviously, we selected quarterback Caleb Williams, wide receiver Rome Odunze, edge rusher Chris Braswell, and wide receiver Jaylen Polk. All these guys can be impact players in year 1, and obviously, that's what we need them to be. Ryan Poles needs to hit on all his draft picks in the 2024 NFL draft for the Chicago Bears, because the Chicago Bears have a team built to win right now, to compete for the NFC North as soon as next season. And I feel like the players that I picked on today's episode of Keek on the Mic would help the Chicago Bears do just that. So, Bears fans, once again, we are less than 2 weeks from the 2024 NFL draft, and I just cannot wait to see what Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears do in round 1 of the 2024 NFL draft. But before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. What grade do you give my 3-round Chicago Bears mock draft on today's episode of Keek on the Mic? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Keek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.